The number one reason that people excuse abusive behavior. Hi, I'm Dr. Natalie Jones. I'm a licensed psychotherapist. And one of the number one reasons that I hear both victims and, the community of abusers and even abusers sometimes will excuse abusive behavior. The reason that they say or that they give that person a pass or make acceptance for their abusive behavior is because they'll say, well, they have a mental illness or they have some childhood trauma or narcissistic personality or borderline personality or antisocial personality is a mental illness, right? And I'm here to tell you that trauma, mental health, diagnosis, or even personality disorder diagnosis is not a reason to excuse abusive behavior or to tolerate it or give someone a pass for being very disrespectful towards you. And while it's, you know, having a mental health diagnosis is a real thing, and there are certain behaviors that we can expect from certain mental health diagnosis and or trauma, the things that I will mention are this. Almost everyone and their mama has trauma, right? And so then number two, there are so many tools that people can access now to get their diagnosis under control. So if they are intentional about getting help, about doing the work, there are so many tools that people can access now to do that. I mean, you can join support groups and things like that online for free. And while it may not be for every single diagnosis, it is for a lot of them. And there's certainly groups like that for childhood trauma, narcissistic abuse, and emotional abuse support groups and things like that that are free. Alcoholics Anonymous, Narcotics Anonymous, and the list goes on in terms of support groups. So I say all that to say that tools, information through social media, podcasts, videos, and even therapy is a lot more accessible for most people than it was before, at any rate. So they have, if they're intentional about working through their trauma, doing the work, then they need to be focusing on that and utilizing those tools. And, even if it means taking a step back from a relationship and saying, you know what, I've got to take a step back because I've got to get myself under control, right? And so mental health, prior history of trauma does not excuse someone from being abusive or hurtful or lashing out at other people. It is your job to get your mental health under control. And for those people who are unable to do that, there are other resources that are available or other things, other avenues in which can be explored. And those avenues can be like court mandates and things like that for those that are extremely mentally ill and unable to get, their diagnosis under control. But again, mental health is a diagnosis just like diabetes or heart disease. We make modifications to our lives to improve upon what we're dealing with. We don't say, you know what, I have this illness, so therefore I should be allowed to be excused from that. That's all.